Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Old Bike New Man. Today we'll be wrapping up our trip to Tulsa. We're a few miles away at this point, maybe 10 miles or so, and we'll be seeing Route 66, which I wanted to actually go back to Tulsa at some point to travel that a little further, and it goes further than Tulsa. It goes through Oklahoma and actually other states, but definitely there's a lot of stops in Oklahoma that I've personally seen on the internet that I'm going to go back and check out. But we'll get this trip started, and appreciate you all coming back to check out part 2. There were several stops that I had planned for this trip. Once I got to Tulsa, I had I think maybe 8 or 9 places that I was going to check out. And what I found out as I was getting there, some of the not murals, but I guess historical sites or whatever you want to look at, or features, attractions in the city, are kind of barricaded off where you can see them from the highway, but you can't actually pull up to them and stop and take pictures. There's a few that I would have gotten to, but as the day got along and it got closer to work traffic time, I didn't want to be in traffic in another state where I'm not familiar with the roads, especially knowing that I was going to be on the major highway for the first part of my trip coming back home. So I cut most of the sites out that I would have saw. One of them I saw as I was coming in, but I realized right away, okay, this is barricaded and I can't get to it. So I just end up checking out a couple murals, and like I said, I wanted to make sure I got back on the road before rush hour traffic. I did get to see pretty much all the things I want to see in the Greenwood, A.K.A. Black Wall Street area, but even that was kind of rushed. I basically was telling my wife that we should go back as a family so we can take the car and not feel like we need to get back by a certain time, and just kind of really check out all the little sites in Tulsa, and some of the places we might have to park somewhere and walk over and take pictures. But once it got to like 90-some degrees, I was just kind of like, hey, I'm going to get a couple of these murals and I'm going to head out so that I can get back home. So I definitely will come back because it's a nice trip, not too far, but far enough away where it's a different environment. So we will definitely be back to Tulsa, but we're getting close to Tulsa and to the Route 66 area, and we'll check it out from there. Peace. My first stop when I got into downtown Tulsa was the mural for Leon Russell, who was actually born in Lawton, Oklahoma, but went to high school in Tulsa. His name is all over music. He's played with artists such as Frank Sinatra, Ike and Tina Turner, Eric Clapton, Elton John, Ringo Starr, so from many genres of music, and he's one of Tulsa's favorite sons, so it's pretty cool to learn about him. And right next to the Leon Russell mural is a mural known as the Tulsa Sound mural. It is featuring Wayman Tisdale, who was actually a basketball player in Tulsa. He was born in Fort Worth, Texas, but he played. He grew up in the Tulsa area and actually played college ball in the University of Oklahoma. I remember him as a player and for the Phoenix Suns in the 90s. So that was one of my favorite teams. So I do remember him, but he later went into music. He was always a musician from what Wikipedia says, but he later pursued his dreams and was a great bass guitarist, according to many musicians. Also on that mural is the Gap Band, one of my favorite groups, and my mama loves that group as well. The name Gap Band, Gap is short for Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, which is from the Greenwood District. They're all from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And it also features Aretha Franklin, who is not from Oklahoma and never lived in Oklahoma from what I've seen. So I'm not really sure why she's there. It's very possible that she worked with Leon Russell at some point. So maybe that's why she's on the mural. But we love the Queen of Soul, but I'm not sure why she's on a Tulsa mural. One thing about the Gap Band, and speaking of people from Oklahoma, they got their big break working as a backup band for Leon Russell in the early 70s. So once again, he's all over music. But yeah, not sure about the Aretha thing. The next mural that I checked out is one for Jackie Robinson, who is not a native of Oklahoma or Tulsa for that matter, but he's actually from Georgia. But as most of us know, he was the first African American to play Major League Baseball. His mural is actually located inside of a baseball field known as One Oak. It is the home of the Tulsa Drillers. They're a AA team, and also a soccer team known as FC Tulsa plays there as well. So it's pretty cool mural. You have to go inside of the stadium to actually see it, so it's not on the outside. And oddly enough, this is actually located in the Greenwood District area near the Black Wall Street murals that we'll check out later on in this video. The next two murals that we checked out are still in the Greenwood District, and they're pretty close together, as well as the Jackie Robinson mural that we visited earlier. The first being the History in the Making mural. This is designed by an artist known as Skip Hill, and it shows Greenwood residents that were successful during the time prior to the 1921 massacre that occurred in Tulsa. And also the second one is probably the most popular mural in the Greenwood District area, which is the actual Black Wall Street mural that's painted on the side of the freeway. And according to the website, the mural celebrates the material and cultural riches of Greenwood while mourning its destruction at the hand of the mob 100 years ago in 1921, of course. So it's very powerful murals, and I'm glad I was able to see it. And also just to see how Tulsa celebrates the new things that the city is doing, as well as remembering some of the terrible things that happened as well. And now we'll check out some of the images and footage that I took from the actual Greenwood District area. I know a couple of those murals were also from Greenwood, but I just thought it should be a separate section. And I really thought about leaving some of this out just to keep the video short, but I felt like it wouldn't do the video justice or me justice without showing the full cultural richness of this Greenwood District, aka Black Wall Street area. And one of the big things for me that I got from seeing all the pictures and historic sites was that the city not only recognizes the terrible things that have happened, but they're also working to say, hey, how do we move forward? How do we bring people together? And that's something that I think the whole country could learn from this Greenwood District. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So now we're going to head back to Dallas, Texas. The trip to Tulsa was awesome. Got a little hot, like I said. I'm going to definitely be back at least one or two more times to check out a lot of the sites that I missed. But it was a great ride, and look forward to visiting this city again. I appreciate everyone that checked out the video, and we will see you next time. Peace.